The last section is finding peace, health, and happiness in our lives. I've worked with many people, and what I found, even though they become debt free and even financially free, they're still not happy because they have not addressed the issues from their past that affect their happiness. So I'm just going to go over a few ideas and things that I've seen and comments to help you, maybe give you some insights on how you can find more peace, health, and happiness in your life. This will be fun. We're imprinted by our family. It could be deserve level. Like, for example, if you were abandoned as a child, like I was when I was 3 years old, my father left, my mother went back to school, I lived with my grandmother. Sometimes we grow up not worthy, and we just don't have a deserve level that allows us to accept good things in our life, or we are self-destructive or whatever. All of this can be changed if we have intent and we get the right help. Life always has to be a struggle for some people, and it's hard when I coach those type of people because they just keep making it difficult. And until they let go of the things that the reasons why it has to be a struggle, they it takes longer to get to their goals. Limiting beliefs about you know poverty mindset, and there's not enough abundance. Well, there's tons of abundance. Have to work hard for a living. So many people aren't printed with that. When things are good, well, sooner or later it's going to go wrong. So these are just imprints, and these, you don't have to believe them. They're just that people have told you over the years. Remember that we will be hurt for our anger, not we will be hurt by our anger and not for our anger. And so many times we carry anger when someone leaves us or has hurt us, and we feel if we carry the anger, we won't be hurt again. And this is just not true. We're just miserable. Why would we allow anyone else to control us? And so whatever it takes to forgive that other person so that you can be at peace, do whatever it does, because you're the only one that's maintaining the anger to hurt yourself. It's not the way to live. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Remember that. Happiness comes when you stop complaining about life and everything. Focus on the gratitude, the abundance that we have in our life. Take and accept your losses. I mean, it's just a matter of changing your mind. If we do this, we'll be much more at peace with who we are. Eliminate any junk in your life. And that might be material junk. We just went through the house, getting rid of everything we haven't used for years, all the stuff in all the corners. And it's just very relieving. Material junk or junk is like the exercise machine you walk by and you never use and always makes you feel guilty. Well, get rid of it, sell it, give it away. It doesn't add meaning to your life. And this is where you get your peace. Another type of junk is time junk. Many women have a tendency to give themselves away to many things that they're really not interested in because they think they just need to do that. And they have to learn to take care of themselves. I mean, some men are like this, but I just see more women getting involved with time junk. And you just have to say no and take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself first, you're not good for very many people, including yourself. Relationship junk, that is anything in your life, any relationships in your life that does not add meaning, where someone is always judgmental and critical of you. Could be a spouse, it could be your parents, and you just have to say, this is not acceptable. I only choose to be in relationships that are positive and not negative. If you continue to be critical, I will not be here. And you have to stand up for your life. Get rid of all relationships that do not add meaning to your life. Conceptual junk is the hardest junk to get rid of. That is all the stuff we worried about in the past that we did, which we have no more control over, and all the stuff we worry about in the future, which we have no control over. Focus on the moments. When these ideas and this junk starts floating in your mind, just say, stay away, stop, get out, and just move on to another thought. Does not add meaning to your life, get rid of it. So if it does not add meaning to your life, it does not belong there. One of the great coaching programs I've worked with is Life Legacy Consulting. They help individuals to identify things that hold them back from enjoying and finding peace in every aspect of their life. I've worked with them. They're an excellent group, and I've sent my entire team to their courses to help them become more happy with who they are, and it does work. We have to shift from an intellectual level as men, for example. We're more in our minds. Women are more in their feelings. Man only has so many buttons on and off, while women have many different knobs and buttons and things that they go through. But actually, it's a lot easier to go into your mind because there's no pain there. But of course, there is no feelings there either. So it's one thing we need to learn to shift, to become more feeling in the things around us in our lives. And that's where a lot of our excitement and video about actually listening in all our relationships. If we just listen more and without correction or comment, even though we have the answers, things would go a lot easier. Great tapes out there, Love Languages, to help you deepen your relationship by Gary Chapman. They go through the different love languages, positive affirmation, and if you need to be positively affirmed about the things you do, but if someone's judgmental and critical, it eliminates your love tank, as he talks about. Quality time. My wife loves quality time. When she talks and wants to, I sit and listen, and I don't come up with any answers, and I ask questions, and we have a better relationship that way. Gifts is another type of love language. Acts of service. If, for example, my wife asks me to do something, I just go and do it. It's just easy, but I know that is important in our relationship. And sometimes touch. And this is true with your children or your parents and all these things. They all have their love languages. And if you're in a relationship, you'd like to figure them out and then also, support them in their needs. So there's certain things you can boost your energy. Set, exciting goals for your life. Create a do list every day so you know what the things you'd like to do. Become more profitable while you're working less days, and then enjoy the time off. Do the things you enjoy and delegate the rest. Daily, think positive thoughts and be grateful. Gratitude is what brings abundance and peace in our lives. Be grateful for everything we have. Become more loving and let go of all the anger. It serves no purpose. It just distracts you. There's great websites, Dr. Hyman, about health, the way we eat. DietDoctor.com, which is more of a paleo, low-carb, high-fat diets. Have some great videos on there to become much more healthier. Exercise, walk outside in natural sunlight. It's amazing when you go eating more fats and less carbs, you will drop the weight you want and without much energy, without exercise. So I would highly look at those websites. Do yoga if that does increase. Get plenty of sleep, at least 8 hours a night. Hang out with the right people, positive people who are upbeat, energetic about things, and make things happen. Become debt-free and financially free, and then your life is pretty much uncomplicated. This was an interesting deal that Diet Doctor had, a little slide. Before 1984, we were in actually pretty good shape. Then the food craze come in, and we ate more carbs, and they came up with this article, which was a falsified article about cholesterol and how it was bad, and stay away from eggs and bacon and things like that. And so we started eating other things, more carbohydrates. And during that time, we gave up butter, but now butter's back in 2014 because it's a healthy food, adds a lot of fat. Look at this obesity epidemic. In 1985, how many states had people were obese, 0 to 10%. In 2014, it's over 35% in some states, and it's all because of what we eat. Diabetes has gone up, our health has deteriorated, and I would definitely look at those things about eating low-carb, high-fat diets. So when things go wrong and you get upset, just say to yourself, great. Or if something comes up and you have this mind thought that's negative, just say next, or laugh. Or you may say it is what is. Why get upset about anything in your life? It just sucks your energy away. Or isn't that interesting? You know, what a great lesson will I learn from this? It's never a problem if it can be fixed with money. A lot of people agonize over something that can be fixed with money, and there's no problem with that. I'm going to tell you a little story about my favorite $2 bill. I call this my freedom bill. I hand these out all the time. It's the only bill we have in our currency where the person on front, Thomas Jefferson, is also on the back. You can see him standing here. He's next to Ben Franklin, and off to his right is John Adams. And besides both being presidents and the only two presidents that signed the Declaration of Independence, they had something in common. And what they had in common was that they died on the same day within 3 hours of each other. And that date was July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years from the date they signed the Declaration of Independence. They died within 3 hours of each other. Now, they lived 2 to 3 generations beyond the average person who lived to about 45. And I think the reason they lived that long was to ensure these ideals of freedom and independence was imprinted in our culture. That is why we are in one of the freest countries in the world. We can have relationships with who we want. We can leave them. We can work where we want. We can leave that. We can do whatever we want. We are free. Yet many people feel trapped in their lives and their relationships because they have not given themselves the 3 choices. And so I give out the $2 bill to remind them of the 3 choices, the secrets of happiness. And it comes from those choices. You can change a situation. Let's say you're in a job and you're in a section that you don't really like working in this section. You can move to another section and or another area that is better for you. You can leave the situation, which means you could just basically quit the job and go someplace else, or which is a little bit more difficult when you're in the military, or you can accept the unacceptable. I mean, we can be at peace with anything in our lives, and you might have a terrible boss, but I can be totally at peace with that because I'll just focus on the things I like and just ignore the things that bother me, because I don't have to, because it is what is. The same in a relationship. If someone's judgmental and critical of you, you tell them this is not acceptable. And I choose only to be in a relationship that's acceptable. And if the person is smart, they say, yes, I understand that. I didn't know that bothered you. I'll stop it. It's basically having 1 foot in and 1 foot out of a situation. And as long as you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you have frustration, agony, distress, and whatever. Once you've made a choice, and now let's say that the person doesn't want to change, well, you can leave that relationship and you are free. You've taken 2 steps and moved out. Or you can be in a relationship where something bugs you, but it's not that important, and you just accept the unacceptable. Isn't he cute when he has gas, or whatever it is? I mean, that's just a choice. But when you feel angry, frustrated, controlled, sad, you really have 1 foot in a decision and 1 foot out. Look at a $2 bill and know that you have those 3 choices. Once you've made the intent to change, take action, you immediately will feel at peace and happy. Most important decision you'll ever make is going in your life is to decide what type of universe you're going to live in. Is yours filled with joy, happiness, fun, or are you trapped in your life, anxious? You can choose either one of those. Some choose to stay trapped. You have to remember that you were the one sperm cell out of 500 million that made it the egg. You've already won in life. I mean, it's just a matter of changing your mind. And you can have exactly the way you want. It's all up to you. You're the only one to make you upset. I'd like to finish with it. It's helpful to you. I would recommend that you kind of review it over and again to better understand this. I have my book out, Financial Freedom Blueprint, Dr. Ace's Financial Freedom Blueprint, and that would also give you more in depth if you're interested in that. Also look at the reading list. I wish you all the best and success in your life. Thank you.